This is CBS 11 News at 6. Not just what happens, what matters.
The most famous theater in town is scarred by vandalism and decay. We take a look at the 4th Avenue Theater and ask what's next for the Anchorage landmark. The fate of the 4th Avenue Theater has been unknown for years, and after the most recent setback, many fear it's in danger of being demolished once again. But that's not stopping some dedicated people from working to keep the theater as beautiful as they can.
Now, one man, fed up with the way the building's being defaced, is taking matters into his own hands. CBS 11's Andrea Gusty is live in the newsroom tonight with all the details. Andrea?
Dave and Laura, the 4th Avenue Theater is an Anchorage landmark. The historic building has been around for 60 years and even survived the largest earthquake Anchorage has ever seen. Now, some say the theater is facing a bigger threat: neglect. Today, many say the 4th Avenue Theater is the saddest building on this downtown street. This once opulent landmark is now marred by trash, urine, and graffiti.
It makes me very, very upset. I'm not happy at all about when I see things like this with this, especially this building.
Sometime in the last week, the 4th Avenue Theater was tagged with graffiti, and it sat there until one man took it upon himself to clean it off.
This stands for something. They wouldn't go down and spray a courthouse. They wouldn't do things like this, but they will destroy something that belongs to the community.
That's why this man took to the theater with a bucket and a rag to try to save the 4th Avenue Theater from further disgrace.
I lived here since 1957. My daughters were in this movie during the earthquake. So, to me, I have a lot to my heart. It's close to me.
The theater is close to a lot of longtime Anchorage residents, but the future of the building is still up in the air. Back in December, the municipality of Anchorage and the Rasmussen Foundation announced the deal to buy the 4th Avenue Theater from Robert Gottstein. But then the Muni pulled out of the deal, and so did Rasmussen. Now, 6 months later, there's no deal in sight, and the future of the theater remains uncertain.
We can see this for our kids and their kids, and be something good for the community. I mean, it's good for everybody, and there's so many stories behind this.
A group of Anchorage residents have been working to save the theater for years, but failed bonds and broken deals could mean the building is closer to the wrecking ball than it's ever been before. We did call the owner of the theater, Robert Gottstein, several times today. Those calls and messages went unanswered. In the meantime, Les says he will continue to keep a watchful eye on the theater. He says everyone else in the city has forgotten. Live in the newsroom tonight, I'm Andrea Gusty, CBS 11 News.
Thank you, Andrea.